Okay, you guys, I wanted to have a heart-to-heart with you guys. Okay, so let me give you the characters of this story, and let me give you the backstory. Okay, so this involves me. Okay, Diva Temper meets this guy. Let's call him Tuesday, Mr. Tuesday. Okay, never met in person, only talk on the phone or Snapchat. Okay, for weeks. Okay, then Diva is like, okay, cool, like hit it off, you know. I don't, you know, click with just anybody. Like, it's really rare. Like, I've been single since 2018, and yeah, you know, the whole drama with my baby dad, like, I gave that, yeah, whatever was said, whatever was, you know, supposed to happen, whatever. Like, sometimes you plan things and shit doesn't happen. My baby daddy has been in prison since 2013. He don't get out for a whole other year. So anything to do with him is nothing factual. It's just, oh, it's just a conversation. It's just what's happening currently right now. Like, this is what we're talking about. That is what's currently happened. And I stopped talking to him like 2 months ago. Okay, so anyway, so back to Diva Temper and Mr. Tuesday. So we hit it off to the point where I was gonna catch a flight to meet dude, you know, because my work schedule is more flexible than his. That's the only reason, because I'm not about to, you know, because I'm not gonna sit here and like be traveling and shit just to meet people. Like, I don't, like, no, I'm able to, because what I do for a living is very flexible. Okay, so Mr. Tuesday booked the room, planned on booking the flight, and poof, a week before, you know, bags are basically already packed, because, you know, Diva Temper is always, you know, packed and ready to go, and I'm always like, you know, ready. So Mr. Tuesday, out of the clear blue fucking sky, is like, nah. So Diva is like the way I grew up and being in an expensive ass LA, like, you tell me you live with your parents, you have roommates, I don't think that you're a fucking bum. I think you live in a place that's fucking expensive. Like, you know, like, so Mr. Tuesday has roommates. 1 or 2 or all of his roommates are girls. I don't really know the whole story about that. Mr. Tuesday lived in like the East Coast, down south, like Florida area. I don't really pay attention and I have a bad memory, but like over there, like not over here, like over there. Okay, so, you know, he got a job in Oregon, and, you know, I understand that, like, you move, you start a new job, like, totally new, you know, new. So it's like, oh, okay, so now you have roommates, you just got this new job, dope, right? Now let me tell you about Mr. Tuesday. Mr. Tuesday is tall, dark, handsome, totally Khaled vibes. Like, the way he talks is just like, oh my god, like, oh my god. And he has a college degree, and it seems like he loves his mama, like, and he ain't got no kids, and he's, you know, adventurous, and he likes to plan, and he's funny, like, okay? So Diva's Temper is feeling dude. Bitch, tell me why the fuck he ended up fucking his roommate. They are in some type of relationship, open relationship, whatever the fuck. And he tells me, he's like, oh hey, like you know, he like totally honest, like it's not like, oh, something that I found out, is not, you know, totally like he came about it like 100%. So like, okay, so I have a little bit of respect for dude, you know. So then this is the shit that's like kicked me in the motherfucking head. So cool, you know, out of sight, out of mind, you know, no harm done, you know. It's not like I took the flight and he fucking flaked and I was stranded there or something. So cool, you know, out of sight, out of mind, you know, no harm done, you know. It's not like I took the flight and he fucking flaked and I was stranded there or something, you know. Like it could have, like, I've heard of some stories like niggas out here dog out bitches, like, you know, like it could have, like, I've heard of some stories like niggas out here dog out bitches, like make bitches catch flights and shit, and like the bitch ain't got no place to stay, she ends up being stranded, you know what I mean? So like that didn't happen to me. So I'm like, okay, bet, like make bitches catch flights and shit, and like the bitch ain't got no place to stay, she ends up being stranded, you know what I mean? So like that didn't happen to me. So I'm like, okay, bet, like out of sight, out of mind, you know. I kept it pushing. Cool. Guess who magically appears on my fucking snap? Mr. Tuesday. Like, out of sight, out of mind, you know. I kept it pushing. Cool. Guess who magically appears on my fucking snap? Mr. Tuesday. Like, he just like fell back into my life. Okay, so cool. So I'm like, oh hey, you found me. Cool. Like, you know, cool. Like, he just like fell back into my life. Okay, so cool. So I'm like, oh hey, you found me. Cool. Like, you know, cool. And then, you know, we start talking back and forth. Cool. And then, you know, we start talking back and forth. Okay, so he's like, okay, so he's like, him and girl. Okay, so here's a confusion. So my understanding was him and old girl were no longer romantically. Him and girl. Okay, so here's a confusion. So my understanding was him and old girl were no longer romantically together. They were still like roommates. And you remember, you know, like I just saw the whole fucking series of New Girl, so I know because of that fucking show, it's a fucking together. They were still like roommates. And you remember, you know, like I just saw the whole fucking series of New Girl, so I know because of that fucking show, it's a fucking TV show, and I know like girls and guys can legit be friends, and you can't just up and move. Like, I get that. Like, who understands that TV show? And I know like girls and guys can legit be friends, and you can't just up and move. Like, I get that. Like, who understands that? I get that. Like, okay, cool. And then you have this whole pandemic and he's laid off, so I get it. Cool. That is not a problem. I get that. Like, okay, cool. And then you have this whole pandemic and he's laid off, so I get it. Cool. That is not a problem. I'm gonna tell you what my fucking problem is. So here's my motherfucking problem. He's like, oh, I'm going on a road trip to San Francisco. So here's my motherfucking problem. He's like, oh, I'm going on a road trip to San Francisco. And I'm like, oh, cool. Like, that is like, what? Like, that's like, we're talking. Like I'm like happy. Like, okay, cool. So we're like kind of making plans, but not really. He's not really talking to me. He's not really saying anything. And I'm like, you know what? I want to go to San Francisco anyway. I've been wanting to go to San Francisco anyway, but Patrick wasn't feeling it. And I'm looking at the prices. It's like $300 round trip plus hotel room. I booked that shit. Like, I'm not about to sit here and just wait on a fucking man to fucking plan and make moves and shit. I'm like, oh shit, like, okay, these prices are right. If it's open, I'm going. Let's go. So then I'm like, oh, so who's coming onto your road trip? This is when he's like, oh, girl is coming with him, you know, on the road trip. And once again, I'm like, okay, like, this woman is around, like, okay. Yo, why the fuck does he tell me that? I told her all about you, and she actually is understanding, and we have an open relationships. No! Okay? No. Fuck no. And you know my problem with this is not the problem with an open relationship. I've been in open relationships, so that's not a problem with me. I'm okay with monogamy relationships, open relationships, poly relationships, Mormons, you fucking name it, I get it, I respect it. And my problem with open relationships, my problem being added into a dynamic duo relationship, they're already fucking together. This bitch thinks that she has a fucking upper hand, that she's gonna be fucking controlling me, that she's gonna be the head bitch in charge, or whatever the fuck the correct terminology is for that. Nah, that's my motherfucking problem. I don't really give a shit about sharing, guys, because whether or not we like it or not, how many of us have shared our fucking man? Let's just be 100. Like, that's not, I'm not inferior to her. I don't know, girl. But no, don't sit here and think that you ever have an upper hand on me. That's my problem. Hey, Mr. Tuesday, all fucking cool, calm, collected, chill about it, like, no. Oh, no. Hell no. Never in your fucking life. Never. No.